my reaction is always positive to the people of the southeastern Nigerian yearnings. And of course, you know, when we stay at home, we are aiming to achieve something. First and foremost, you don't take up arms to fight government. No, it is done. It's not done in any society of the world. What you can use to fight government as a weapon or tools is boycotts. Boycott is what is going on in the southeastern Nigeria, across that region, Imo, Abia, Anambra, Enugu, and Ebonyi. Igbos are sitting at home every Monday and Tuesday of a week or in any week. Do you know what they're doing? They are like protesting federal government, you know, unconstitutional incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu since 2021. It is getting to 48 months now that Nnamdi Kanu has been sitting in one place, stagnated, doing nothing. Could be that that young man is between, let's say, 75, 80. I think medically now, something else, you know, would have happened to him. But we can see Nnamdi Kanu is a young man, a man in his, let me say, 50s. That's why his health is not ailing. It's not failing him because of the kind of, you know, person he is, the cause he's fighting for, and his age, you know, mostly. So what I'm trying to say is, my reaction is that Soludo should mind himself. What is good for gender should be also good for the goose. I don't understand. What is good for Enugu State is also good for Anambra State. Mba came out and harassed and questioned the sit-at-home order we are observing currently in Enugu State. Mba came out, Mba, the governor of Enugu State, and questioned the people of that region not to restrict movement Monday, Tuesday. And he actually, you know, as a result of his position in the office of executive department, implemented it. What happened then when he stopped Ndi Enugu from observing sit-at-home order? In fact, what happened then? You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, Soludo Chukwuma should put calls across to Enugu State. His second, Peter Mba. Ask him how he did his own. How far he could go. If he thinks that he's going to succeed on pushing the Anambra down, shouting down on us, he should put calls across to Enugu State and at least find out from Peter Mba how he went about his own, you know, order issued against Monday, Tuesday restriction of movement, business activities in Enugu State. I think it's the high time they should begin to learn that you can't force all the horses you took to the stream to drink. It is not easy for them to be lapping water with their tongues. You can't force them. You allow them. You see, Soludo, in question, I'm looking at him as a vulnerable governor. Why? Vulnerable to deception of the Fulani hegemonies, who have been promising them that juicy position as a rock. You know, Tinubu is doing it now, exactly what Buhari did from 2015 to 2023, promising every Canali governors in the southeast, governor in the southeastern Nigeria, of that office, to replace him, to succeed him. He will call hope across. You are the one that will take that office after me. But don't tell Umahi. This is a game. He will put a call across to Umahi in Ebonyi State. You are the one. You are doing good work. You are the one to represent me, my successor. But don't tell Obiano. He will put a call across to Obiano. He will address Obiano. Don't tell anybody. You are the one that will succeed me. That's why they are all dancing to Buhari's costume. Whatever Buhari told them, they obeyed him. all the southern state governors, southeastern state governors, including Wike. That's why I said all the southern state governors, because Wike was promised of that juicy office as a rock, and Wike started running mad. Wike started demising youths. Wike started disaliving his kinsmen. That was during NSAS police brutality. It was a drama in Rivers State because Wike virtually disalived many Igbo youths at the axis of Igbocha and Eche. He could not even spare Igbos in Parakot, Ikweres. Just because of Fulani's promises, empty political promises that Buhari could not even redeem. Wike disalived many fellow Igbos in Rivers State.
Are you saying Soludo is betraying the cause, the Afghan cause? Are you saying?
If you are a governor in the southeastern Nigeria, failure to behave like Alex Oti, you are betraying the Igbo cause. The entire Igbo cause you are betraying. But if you could behave like a man, an educated man, a good lawyer, an erudite legal giant, Alex Oti, you are getting it right, because he will never ever turn his back against his Omona, against the people that voted him. Okay, everybody in Igbo land likes to leave Nigeria. Yes. I'm not hiding my mouth to see. As I'm here, I'm not happy. I want to leave Nigeria. I don't mean Jakpa.
Does that include Alex Oti?
Alex Oti is a human being. Is it because he's a governor? He's a human being with blood. Soludo is a human being. Is it because he's a governor? He has blood running in his vein like mine. So what I'm trying to say is that all of us, we are the indigenous people of Igbo land. In other words, Biafra. IPOB is an abbreviation. If you expand it, it is an English language. Indigenous people of Igbo land. Okay, if you are writing, if you're interviewing, and if you are writing on your comment section, you said Nigerian police neutralized IPOB terrorists. Nigerian police neutralized your papa and mama terrorists. IPOB, they have been proscribed by courts. You don't use terrorists on my brothers. They are not. Fulani herdsmen are. The bandits are. The Boko Haram are. Their supporters and the local chiefs in the north that are funding them are the one terrorizing northeastern Nigeria, core north, northwest, entire mid-north. They are the one. So, which is why I'm here to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu must come out. If you go to American lawmakers, anytime they are having session now, I think we are having representatives there. It is getting to the American lawmakers what Nnamdi Kanu has been going through. In a straight 4 years now, sitting somewhere, a man that is absolutely innocent. He has never been culpable of any international crime, has never been culpable of any treasonable felony. If a felon forging Nigerian court, Nigerian police and soldier, the judiciary department and the executive department are talking about felony, treasonable guinea, treason guinea, treason. Is it treason or reason? T.R. Guinea. Nnamdi Kanu is not culpable of any international crime within this context. I am trying to say that the people that are holding him are international kidnappers. They have cases to answer. After renditioning him, abducting him from Nairobi, Kenya into this land, Nigeria, that is kicking dry with injustice, hunger, bad governance, bad government, economic hardship, and the deprivation of all manners of what? Infrastructural and social amenities. These are the diseases joined together where Nigerians are going through.
That takes Biafra is exercising forceful Monday sit at home. What's your reaction?
You know, if you go to the history of the sit at home, we have not been able to achieve anything as a result of sit at home. There was a time the response findings came out that every Monday Igbos loses up to 50 billion, business as a result of Monday sit at home. And IPOB has come out some time ago to say we don't need to be embarking on sit at home every Monday because they have not actually achieved the needed result. Because Nnamdi Kanu it was a kind of solidarity. And Nnamdi Kanu came out and said, no, nobody should sit at home for him for anything, because he doesn't want businesses there to cripple, and that has brought a lot of, argument over who is in charge. IPOB has come out to distance themselves from the so-called sit at home. Samonipa has been trying to, impose that sit at home on the people, and there has been reservations over it because the people shouldn't have see it as something that is quite confusing, because of respective command and control coming from Samonipa, of course, and IPOB. But my own perspective to all this is that there's no need to sit at home.
Really?
Yes, I said there's no need to sit at
How
home.
do you intend to send a message?
Nnamdi Kanu has made it very clearly that there's no need to sit at home. If there is any other means of creating solidarity for Nnamdi Kanu's illegal detention, we can do that, And if other people feel that no, for the love we have for Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu, we need to do that. Let it be on, individual grounds. Let anybody not be, constrained to embark on that or forcefully embark on that because it has not and will not, achieve the required solidarity for Nnamdi Kanu to be let off the hook. But if it is something that has to do with the Biafran Day, IPOB Day, or they are trying to remember people who has lost their life in this kind of struggle, I think to an extent it is worth it, if Mazin Nnamdi Kanu can say nobody should sit at home for him, well, I think it's need to actually look into very well and be able to understand what that actually means. But looking at from another angle of it too, when you look at what Simon Ekpa is trying to achieve, what Simon Ekpa is trying to do, what Simon Ekpa has decided to pursue, in line with his own ideology, I can tell you categorically clear that the issue of sit at home, is in line with the doctrine of Simon Ekpa. And what is his doctrine? Having discovered the Nigerian government themselves, has a lot of misgivings, a lot of philosophy, of how to put people into certain position of, squeezing them to an extent of being confused to an extent. So it tells you a lot of things. It exposes you a lot of things. It pursues something, that it might be relatively difficult that people might not be able to understand it, how it works, how it goes. But it has come down, it has actually sat down and be able to look at the situation squarely, look at the government squarely, look at the issue of Nnamdi Kanu squarely, look at also the agitation squarely, and decided that there's going to be a social withdrawal, economic activities is going to be stopped briefly in solidarity to Nnamdi Kanu. And but where a lot of people have reservation is we are on the process of that doing that, people will lose their lives, and these people too are our brothers and sisters, which for me I think it is not something that should be, it is something that should be given a proper rethink, because on the process of trying to impose, a sit at home completely shutting down, government might be looking at it that other people might take advantage of it. A lot of people might take advantage of it. Businesses are being crippled, and transactions are being hold. You know, so if it is sit at home formers in Nnamdi Kanu, you know, is what Samonepa is talking about. I'm not going to buy into that anymore.
Well, at this stage, I don't think it is just about in solidarity
No,
for Nnamdi Kanu.
we don't look at the history.
And I don't think they're imposing, because just yesterday, I saw people's reaction. People were telling Soludo that they are ready to continue sitting at home until Biafra is restored.
It's not about Biafra. You can't be sitting at home, and anybody that's telling you that does not mean understand what he's saying. The solidarity, the history of sit at home was as a result of creating and putting pressure on the federal government, and of course the southeastern governors to see what they can do over the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. So that was the history of the sit at home, Monday sit at home, you know, and also to avoid enemies fire, you know, because if they are going to take to the street, Nigeria army and Nigeria police will, you know, definitely leverage on that and kill a lot of Biafrans like they normally do. So the best thing is sit in your house in a situation that warrants it or demands it. You know, when the issue of sit at home came up, a lot of people bought into it on Mondays, you know, but when it was being reviewed by Nnamdi Kanu himself, you know, it came to a stop. You know, it was not as it used to be, which you can verify, you can find that yourself, you know.
But those who have failed to sit at home have faced the consequences.
No, it's not a matter of anybody that's telling you that is not true. The thing is that we have overzealousness that is being brought to it.
But Mr. Chinedu, it seems now that the order of Samonepa overrides that of Nnamdi Kanu, because as it were today, Samonepa is the one steering the ship on realizing this Biafra agitation. Why have you not agreed to that? Why
it's not a matter of being agreeing to that. I'm talking about sit at home proper. I'm not talking about him exercising, you know, and pushing and creating, you know, the atmosphere that the Biafran liberation and agitation, restoration is still on, with or without Nnamdi Kanu. I believe in the IPOB, and I believe in the command and control of IPOB, and I believe now that we have over 250 people who are leaders in IPOB before Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu should be about 25th.
You're not talking about Samonepa.
I'm listening to you.
I want to know if you believe in the cause Samonepa is driving.
Why? What do you mean if I believe in it? Is he talking about Nigeria? Is Samonepa discussing Nigeria?
But IPOB is different from Samonepa's agenda.
No, I want to ask you, is Samonepa discussing Nigeria? He's discussing Biafra. But I'm telling you that some of the things, some of the principles, some of the his own ideology, I told you it's a doctrine, his own belief, his own philosophy. Some of it, I do not align with it. Very clearly. So if you are saying he's not in line, well, I've read White, I've read books, I understand what it means to do freedom fighting. There's no how you people will be in the same line of ideology and understanding. People need to be spread. People need to believe in so many things. People need to push in different corners. It cannot be only just about this. Biafra is freedom. It's democracy. It's not restricted. The umbrella body of all this thing is IPOB. You think it's only Samonepa that is doing? There are so many of them. Or you don't think we know Samonepa's history in the past? You know something we put on this thing? We know when he came in fully into the agitation. Acknowledge, good. Pressure, good. And you know, I criticized the issue of autopilot. Well, I suggested to him after that time, when it became an issue, and a lot of people, he was tagging me up, you understand? I said that it is time for us to move from automation to bilateral to solidarity, try to galvanize the world in solidarity for Biafra restoration. And he's doing it perfectly now. He is doing it perfectly now. We need to extend it also to some of the South zones, so it doesn't look as if the fragmentation of the Yorubas and the Hausas against the entire Igbo land, we need to stop, because these are Igbo territories, these are Biafran territories.
So don't you think that if this sit at home ever stops, perhaps the
Bros, let me tell you.
Hold on, sir.
See, I don't want you to bring.
Please.
I don't want you to bring Western media. No, wait. I don't want you to bring Western media here.
I'm not bringing Western media.
I'm telling you. You take it from me because we are involved. Don't bring issue of Western media here. What I'm trying to tell you is that what should be done. Sit at home is about Monday, not about Biafra. Sit at home is history of sit at home is solidarity. How can you tell me that?
It's a symbol for remembrance of this agitation. Isn't that the purpose?
30th May 30th every year.
A continuous symbolization of agitation for Biafra. People might tend to forget.
Tell me because that is always the plan of the Nigerian government to frustrate economic activities in the east, creating security, create all manner of things there.
Hold on, sir. If the Monday sit at home stops, don't you think people will over time forget to agitate?
Nobody forgets, because none of your people were killed during the Nigerian Biafra war. There's no family in the Biafran land that did not lose one or two people. Who told you they will forget? Did you hear what Woloshenka said? That Biafra is a spirit. Are you not hearing it? What do you mean? As long as you breathe Biafra. There's no Biafran that breathes on the surface of this earth that does not breathe Biafra, that does not dream Biafra. I've not seen any. Even the governors are Biafrans. Even all of them, you're seeing them. So they knew the conspiracy that led to the Nigerian Biafran war, and that is still going on. So you want to tell me that all this while we will not be doing sit at home, that we have forgotten Biafra? What are you talking about? So I don't want this kind of picture to be painted while I am on this platform. The transformation we need is what we are doing now. Whether he's getting it right or wrong is what, as long as, let me tell you, there's something Paul said in the Bible. Paul said, because I do not know whether you're a preacher or you're a righteous man or you're a pastor. It is not my business. My business is that, are you preaching what is Samuel are talking about? He's talking about Biafra, restoration. As simple as that. And for you to buy into the concept, the ideology of the Nigerian government, creating insecurity, trying to destroy the economy of people who have not benefited anything from the Nigerian government, it is not good area for me. Yes, there might be a kind of public pressure, opinion pressure, solidarity, trying to create a non-violent approach to get the attention of the world into it. But it should be done in a more coordinated way. May 30 is enough. Getting conferences, seminars, go all over the world, talking to countries is the most important thing we need. Now, has the government been able to release Nnamdi Kanu since that time? Nnamdi Kanu said, no, I don't need sit at home. He said it. If the leader himself said no, he knows what the government want to use that sit at home to achieve. He distanced himself. So the history of sit at home has nothing to do with the Biafran restoration. It just has to do with something that has to do with solidarity on the manner and way Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya back to Nigeria. And Simon Ekpa, to an extent, has become the natural face of Biafran doctrine in that regard. And we must give him kudos on that regard. So on the second note, look at it from different perspective, because we don't want any kind of somebody coming to give us a certain impression that does not align with what we are doing. What we need is international solidarity and pressure, bilateral, getting top countries of the world, civilized world, to look into the issue of Biafra and see how they can restore. We're not declaring Biafra, restore a nation that went into ceasefire with Nigerian government. And Nigerian government were not able to fulfill their own part of that agreement. Biafra was not conquered. The whole world, the United Nations intervened, and there was a ceasefire between Nigerian government and Philippe Effiong. The agreement, the document are still there. Then after some time, if does not happen, then and up till now it does not happen. So what they are now trying to bring to us now is purely conquest, and which I believe show that is not who we are. You only answer who you are. You cannot answer who you are not. Igbos, Biafrans are not, does not have any form of Islamic tie.
That takes me to my second question.